podcast, and may it be the princess of the universe. Hi, folks. I'm Matt.
And I'm Steven.
Yay! And it's time for... I don't remember what number this book is. Is it book 8?
7.
7.
Halfway mark.
That was my
That's
second guess. So, Crown of Swords. Crown of Swords is what we're doing on. You finished this one pretty quick, Bruce.
It's a short book. It is. Relatively.
Relatively. Well, the next few aren't that long, actually.
Like,
these
lower
are
20 hours.
These are when they... Yeah. And for Robert Jordan, that's short. At this point, there are way too many characters for me to keep track of. And this is my complaint the last time I read through it. There are so many characters that... And then the glossary...
The names,
yeah.
Man, yeah. They're too similar. When I'm listening to it, basically, I am usually doing other things. So, a lot of times, if I am not paying attention, I'll miss a chapter break, or
I'm still mad about Elaine and Egwene.
Yeah,
because so many times I get confused on what's going on because I'm thinking of the other characters.
I can pretty much keep them apart, but there are so many minor characters they're talking about. Like I can't remember now. And I had the same problem when I was reading through them the first time. I was like, who are they?
Yeah.
You know, in the back of the actual novel, they have a little glossary, but it's only the ones you know.
Right. It's only like
the
top
big
5
ones,
main
yeah.
characters.
Anyone who was in the first 3 books.
Right. I have noticed that the readers, Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, husband and wife team, I don't know if y'all knew that.
Yes.
He is better at having a difference in how he reads, especially Rand, Matt, and Perry.
Yeah, he does more voices.
I don't know that it's
Not
necessarily a different
voice, but he does
his cadence, his inflections, and stuff like that. You can definitely tell when he's reading from Matt's perspective.
Yes, that's true.
So that helps.
That's true, but with so many, I'm just talking about the names of these characters and what they've done before. I know them before, but I was like, which one were they? What did they do? Who were they with when we first saw them?
You have to just,
and I just
wait
forget.
for them to mention somebody's name.
Unless they mention someone's name, or they mention that they were on this previous adventure, and I'm
right,
like,
right, or the name of the town or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, those people are there, so.
But
this is part of the problem is I'm associating the characters more to what they do than what to their names, and that does lead to some confusion.
Yeah.
I also got to understand that this is probably something you shouldn't binge read through. You should probably take a year between reading books because Robert Jordan is very repetitive.
Yes.
Very repetitive. And these things came out, I'm sure, a year, 2 years apart, maybe even. I mean, I know these things came out, and so people probably forgot how repetitive he is.
Yeah.
But what I have is, a lot of repeats. Examples like, Light, why was she wearing that dress with that cut low? And why would I wear such a thing? Oh, and why do I like wearing it? Oh, my goodness, shame on me.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you
all the
said
stuff
that.
in Tele on Riyadh.
You said that.
Changing their dresses, yeah.
And again, we've talked about this in previous podcasts, but women, they're just crazy, and men, they're just stubborn, and it's like, okay, let it go, let it go. It's the same tropes that he's been using since book, I know at least 2.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like,
it definitely came out more and more in book. A little bit in 2, 3, and 4, where he really starts ramping up the dresses, the bosoms,
but
the people that are just shocked that this one group of people walk around naked all the time. Yes. It's like how many times have you seen them walk around naked and you're still shocked?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, the older ladies they're just aghast at how this girl is wearing, how fill in the blank could wear such a revealing dress. Oh, okay, I get it. Everyone's an old biddy. I get. You're just so aghast. You're so aghast by this. And we've seen this before. You've said this before. Mm-hmm. Are any of our characters having deja vu? They should. They give the same advice for men. I've seen that several times.
Yeah.
You'll find out that a man doesn't know. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. I know. You told me this 2 books ago. And then the third book, I wish the character would just go back and say, you're repeating yourself, right? I've heard this story. I've heard the story how men are very stubborn, how it's awful. For instance, you said this prior to the podcast when we started. You get a lot of Matt in this book, which is nice. Matt's getting developed a little bit.
Hashtag me too.
Oh yeah.
I'm really curious how they're going to cover that on the TV.
Was that Thailand? Is that her name?
Yeah, because it's played for a laugh.
Oh yeah, but it is.
If it was a female character, if that was a female character, it would have just been
Oh yeah,
horrible.
it would.
But it's played for laughs.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get away with that in the 90s.
Yeah, and then Nynaeve and Elaine's.
They laugh at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first they blame him.
Yes, they're mad at him
And then
for
when
it.
he explains, they're just like, oh, well, maybe we can do something.
The poor boy's getting raped.
Yeah.
I was like,
And it-
rape is funny. That's what we learned in this book.
yeah.
They laugh at
It's
it.
okay to rape men.
You're going, it's okay to rape men. That's the thing. It's raping men is what we're talking about.
Knife to his throat.
Here.
Yeah.
Knife
Then
to
in the
his throat.
bedpost.
And then they're in, and Matt's crying.
He is. He's like Dumb and Dumber
Yeah.
boy curled up in the cubicle with the toilet next to him, sucking his thumb after Tylen's done with him.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, it is really a traumatizing thing for him. And what did they do? Hey, what you have to do back in the 90s, you laughed at people. You're traumatized. And you're reading this, and you're going,
And all the male characters like, hey, man, she's a nice one. That's not bad.
hey, way to
Hey,
go.
my
high
mom,
five.
now, at least I like you.
You should be. What you crying for?
He's like
Was she
sneaking
holding
in
a
the
knife to my
corridors,
throat?
and she starves him
Yeah.
to get sex.
Yeah. But this is okay. It's so, it's like,
Hashtag Matt too.
I don't know. The thing is, are fans going to get outraged that they skipped over that part in the book? Or is it going to be one of those just moments where the actor's going, yeah,
No,
does it get in my mind frame for this scene here?
they won't skip it on the show because it would be. It's an opportunity for them to show a strong woman.
Oh, that's showing a strong woman. Again, Robert Jordan's behind the computer.
He's typing out his fantasy.
Oh, Harriet.
Oh man.
He was getting starved. It's like Misery. You have to write another chapter where you get food.
Please don't break my ankle.
But anyway, okay. I wasn't going to mention that.
It's such a
How
standout
can
part.
you not mention that?
I'm going to not mention rape.
But it's a guy.
So it's fine. Okay. Anyway, see, I guess the ladies were right in the book. Rape is funny to men when it's a man. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm not gonna get through the rest of this. Why do Nynaeve and Egwene not respect Matt anymore? The man has at this point he's won millions of battles. He's a brilliant tactician.
Well,
But they treat him like he's still
I think
a
this
kid.
book is actually playing that right. They don't respect him because of the way they've always seen him, especially Nynaeve.
But they are
growing
sick.
up.
I understand
He
that.
still sees him as a child, and they're being forced to appreciate him in this book, and forced to understand. And even towards the end, he saves Elaine again, and
right.
And,
again, emphasis on again. He's well trained.
and
He's won many
still having to deal
battles.
with it. And she's
You gotta also understand, they weren't with him when he was winning those battles.
yeah, they didn't see
They weren't there. They only heard about that whenever he came with the band of the Red Hand. They were like, "There's an army following Matt
Yeah,
of all people."
they were shocked,
I mean, and even Matt kind of was like, "I don't want an army."
and he
following
still
me. I
acts
don't
immaturely.
Yeah.
It's just it all falls to his lap.
Right.
That's not to excuse
But
how they treat
He
him.
doesn't want it, but obviously he's got respect. He's got lots of followers, and he's winning battles. He has a track record. What I'm saying is now he has a track record. I understand at first when they hear about this, like, what? Well, yeah, you've known this for a while. He's been winning battles. You've heard the stories and everything, and you see what he's grown up. At least, say, okay, well, even though you're still followers, there's still bits of you in there, but just not. I don't know. I just thought that was like, why would you just keep?
Were
treating
they
him like a
already
kid?
gone from the tower when he beat the shit out of Galad and
No, they all
Galad?
escaped together. They're the ones that got him out of the tower.
That's right. They gave him the letter. So yeah, they were there. I don't
Yeah.
know how they wouldn't have heard of him.
No, they would have. That's what I'm saying.
Whooping the
Thing
dog.
is,
Yes.
they would have just been mad that he did that.
Yeah,
To their
that's the
boys.
thing.
But at the same time, I mean, Elaine knows how good both of them are.
Yeah.
And he whooped them both at the same time with a wooden
Yes.
stick. So,
I-
okay.
That-
So
that-
they should definitely have a little bit more respect.
So that's the one I kept reading. I was like,
And that
come
was
on.
before he had all the memories.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the tactician.
It was just when the luck was starting to come out.
Right. So you look at all the past things he has done for them. And I mean, yeah, back then I got it. But now we're at a point where I think he's pretty much established his resume here, and you're still. I mean, how can you have your head in the sand and just ignore everything he's been doing
Because
for
he's still
you? And,
pretty immature.
well,
Yeah.
true.
He is
but,
still getting drunk every night.
well, I
And
mean,
betting
yeah.
every woman he can buy.
For,
Oh,
being,
that'll let him.
for being vetted.
Let's not go back to that. I can't do it. The characters go back to several sites here. We get to see cities, and I do like how the world is well traveled at this point. Meaning they
Yeah.
keep going back. He doesn't keep expanding on his world. He keeps within the world.
It's probably the most
Right.
places we visited in one book.
Yes.
And it's all thanks to they can travel and jump places now.
Right.
But I have another question. If Two Rivers is so far out in the early novels that we hear that no one's even heard of, people from Two Rivers before, or that's just so far out they don't even know much about it because it's, way far away from everything.
Right.
Well, it seems that's not the case because they travel back and forth to Two Rivers and everything.
They're
Two
going
Rivers
back and
people are-
forth because
Well-
it's mostly Two Rivers people leaving.
Right.
And-
Well,
just,
they
now
see
being
Two
out in the
Rivers
world.
people.
really, though,
but
people in the world, the only thing they know about the Two Rivers is the tobacco that comes from the Two Rivers.
yeah.
And
Hobbiton.
evidently, it's the best tobacco.
I don't hear people going
Yeah.
back. I mean, it's just people coming out. The Two Rivers is.
They do go back. The characters have gone
Well,
back.
yeah,
Well, they-
Harry
they
does,
poured
but
it.
he was from.
I know.
Yeah,
but I'm
and-
just saying.
I mean,
It
we've had Perrin went back on a long quest and a long quest back, and then Rand, took Loyal's mom there quickly, and dropped her off. But that's the only.
And characters are leaving Two Rivers, but the thing is, though, it doesn't feel like it's that, distant now. Everything
it
feels
may not
closer
be the
now.
distance that matters. It's just because it's kind of this small little place, and
If everyone,
And the Taviran. I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is, they talked about how that's kind of a special. They're finding out it's a special place. There's a lot of women that can channel coming from there because of the location and the Taviran.
well, it has
the big boys,
the
and
blood of old
yeah, Old Mithrin.
Right.
It's become a source to tap.
okay, so now
There's reason to do it now.
it's like finding oil in North Dakota. Then
Yeah.
finally, people who don't want to go to North Dakota go to North Dakota.
Yeah.
North Dakota's population doubles the moment that first person steps.
Right.
And it's a growing town now.
Okay, well, yeah, obviously, but
Right,
like,
they
well, I
get
thought
a
this
lot
place
of
was
refugees.
remote and didn't do it, and yeah, seems like it's one of the big mecca hubs in a way now. But regardless of
Seems
that,
like it might end up that way, especially now that they have a lord and lady.
They're there
Right.
at the moment. So.
but the world seems
Right.
a little bit smaller, but I don't mind that. I like that they're visiting more worlds, and we don't have to keep learning about new lands, and the map doesn't get bigger and bigger, which is something that a
Well-
lot of other places do if they go have, epic adventures and
We
everything.
don't
The
need
world
more.
has to expand. You can't go
we
back
don't need
to,
more. We just need to deal with what we have.
I mean, I'll go back because a lot of people read Star Wars, listen to this podcast. If you look at the Star Wars Expanded Universe, I mean, it was just a new planet. Every book
Yeah.
was another
That
planet
was, a problem.
added to the thing.
That was one of the problems
And
I had with that series.
They rarely went back to the same planet someone else did. Because why? I can make up my own planet. Yeah, but goodness, I know it's a
Authors
galaxy.
would kind of play in their own little sandbox in Star Wars. They would make their own sandbox. with Star
But even the
Wars.
same author would invent different new planets a
Yeah.
lot. And they rarely, if ever, went back to some of the other places they did. And so I get it. It's a galaxy. That's the hugest thing to look at. And so, yeah, there could be tons of planets, but you couldn't go back once to some of these places.
Some
You
places
couldn't
I wanted to go
revisit
back
them.
to.
I know there's some places we all want to go back to, but the thing is, though, they just didn't do that much at all. It's like, well, let's just create something new instead of going back to the old. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so things like that, and there are other series I've seen do it too. They just keep exploring new realms, instead of just going back to the old, re-traveling through. I mean, to be honest, the only one that has a finite realm from start to finish, like doesn't keep adding on stuff, is of course Tolkien. because Tolkien knew what the map of Middle Earth looked like. From like the back of his hand. But it's nice to see someone else do that, because a lot of these long running series, they're just like, and then here's some more land, or some people you've never heard of that we're introducing now to the series, and now here's some more people that we've never heard of that are coming in. You don't really get much of that. I mean, the world is opening up in the first couple of books, but then there's a point where he goes, okay, I've showed you all I can, so let's go back to these people, and I like that.
Right, and it's a way to add depth to the world.
Yes.
Instead of just having a bunch of shallow worlds that don't really have any interaction with each other, you have this place, Ebu Dar, and then you have Tanchico, and you have the White Tower, and they all kind of have some interaction with each other. And if they don't, then they all have interaction with the seafaring, the Ata on the air.
Right.
So there are a lot of things that tie each one together.
Right.
One of the cool things about Ebu Dar is the kin that are there, that all came from the tower. They're all tower runaways.
Right.
Yeah. So they're from all over the world, but they all ended up in Ebu Dar. So it's kind of a hub of all different places.
Moving forward, though, one of the big things that happen in this book, of course, Lan and Nynaeve.
Lan finally comes back. He's kind of been mostly missing for a couple books.
Yeah. You're thinking, did he die? And I just missed that chapter. He is not even mentioned for the longest.
I think he had like one paragraph in the previous book.
I don't even remember that. If he did,
it was just him arriving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Morel.
Ta-da.
Getting who's the other?
Raping him, I guess.
But there's no.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my goodness. There's a lot of male rape in this book.
Using the bond to rape him, saying this is for your own
dang
good.
it, you're right. That is it.
I mean, they don't really come out and say it, but
and of course, Nynaeve's mad at him about it. But
they should call this rape with knives instead of crown of swords. But anyway, there's no fanfare around Lan and Nynaeve getting married, though. You think that'd be kind of a big portion, just because they've been tangoing for quite some time now, and if you're reading the book, you're kind of, I don't know, at this point, but you're kind of like, yeah, just get married already. And yay, they're married, but the book doesn't really celebrate that. I felt like, okay, we're married, it's done. Moving on.
I think that gets expanded on in the next book.
That they're married, yes, but just the whole ceremony, the whole getting, it didn't seem to be a big.
But the thing is, it was a big thing going on. Nynaeve gets attacked. Their boat's sinking, and she learns to channel with, and she breaks her block.
Yeah,
right,
fine.
And that's all brought in at the same time with their reconnection to Lan. He's the one that actually is following her, trying to catch up to her as she's attacked. So he's there for the rescue, and then of course she basically says, "I'm going to bond you and make you do everything else." There's a lot of female power that's kind of creepy if you were to reverse it.
I'm going to dominate you. It's a lot of BDSM going on.
Yeah. Now Rand steals a lot of Aes Sedai in this one. He still hasn't gotten over from the last novel, which is good.
Well, he started this book just coming out of the box.
Yeah, so he's.
Which I will say, I like how it starts. You're getting the White Tower's idea of what's happening. Oh, we've caught him. We've got this going on. We really shouldn't find out that she didn't actually capture him until near the end of the book.
Yeah.
Alada didn't. That's really. Yeah, that one chapter that starts off where she's dreaming about having captured Rand. She's stealing traitors.
Well, everyone that she sent to capture him gets captured by him, killed, or captured by the Shido.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's nobody really to send word back to her.
Yeah.
Everybody that she was in contact with, via pigeon or whatever, she's got nothing. So it has to come third hand. I would imagine that's why it's not until the end of the book.
Yeah.
But you point out a good example here, and this is another note that I had, that a lot is said, a lot is talked about, but absolutely nothing is done. I mean, this is where the book's starting to slow down.
The thing is,
There are some highlight
yeah.
points which we talked about, but
This is a good book. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's it's not exciting. It's nothing major happens.
This is when the foot comes off the accelerator.
oh yes,
And
yes.
you're just going to start.
We're losing
coasting.
It's
speed.
more like
at
he's
this
starting
point.
to move characters into place for something later.
There's a
Well,
lot of
it's
maneuvering.
It's
but not,
maneuvering to have them sit there and do nothing for 3 books. But this is where we start, and that's a great example you gave about them just letting off the brake and just letting it coast, because you start with some speed at 1st, and then it just keeps going down. You're like, oh wait, we're not.
I mean, you start with the speed from last book.
Coasting, yeah. And that's the thing. You start with that, and then it
resolve
just starts to slowly grind to a halt. You're like, wait, what's going on? And then the engine dies for the next 3 books. But it definitely is kind of it stretches at the end. And it's a complaint I had, but the thing is, I don't know. I just did it. Some of the stuff, I can't. One of your examples about the dream that they had a dream, but then okay, woke up. That's it. Why? Why do we need that chapter?
No,
There's a few times I'd sit toward the end. It's like, man, this is not push
my first
anything.
thought was, did I miss something? Was I not paying attention?
Yeah, it doesn't push anything.
I would say that it just kind of sets up her character as. I mean, we've been getting a little bit more set
Maybe, but
on
that's
how Elida is. She's so full of herself. She's so self-confident.
it's just a little too much
she's
exposition.
blinded. She's blinded by everything. And within the dream, she basically foretells either in the dream or when she's talking to Alviarin.
Foretold before that.
Okay. About how the tower will be united under her. While she is the Amerlin. But she's not the only Amerlin.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
now.
there's a rival.
So it's showing just how self-assured she is, that things are going to happen, and that everything that she does it has to work because the tower's going to be united, and so she goes down that road of utter destruction.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah, plus she got her keepers kind of working against her, trying to manipulate her and control her.
right,
Her keeper knew a lot of the stuff in advance.
and that's kind of
told her-
interesting.
Right. She basically
and
lets
pretty much
her.
threatened her, like, hey, we're gonna pull you down.
Yeah.
And not from not in a good way. It's like maybe she's Black Dodger, I don't know.
Yeah, she basically says, you're our puppet now. You think that you're in control, but I'm controlling things here.
Right. Yeah. So that some of that exposition I don't mind, but then some of it seemed like, okay, I don't know the purpose of that chapter, and I did, and I just felt like it was like, how many more words do I need here yet? At least 400. Dang it. Okay, hold on.
You're only at
let me just
22
do
hours.
this. You're only 22 hours.
Yeah,
Pull it. And I don't know if he was trying to match with his other big books, but the thing is, though, if you don't have anything, if the adventure ends in the adventure, I think he felt that way over the next few because they start getting short here for a little bit. Now, was there anything else that we missed that I missed talking about with Crown of Swords? So those were the highlights that I had written down.
Well, you got at the end. The servants.
Who's that?
Well, he's the guy that Matt defeats. He can absorb the power. Power doesn't affect him.
Oh, the golem.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Why didn't I write that down?
It's the first time we've seen that type of
golem.
The golem right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing, and
you're
Matt
right. I
walks into
forgot
the scene,
about that.
He's decimated all the Aes Sedai that went in there first. And Matt, stabs him a couple times, doesn't affect it. He's just like, holy crap.
Gets thrown through the hallway about 15.
But then we find out that
Matt's
medallion is a powerful weapon against it. And then all of a sudden the
tables
tables turn, and it's scared of Matt now.
Yeah. And then it can squeeze itself through a rat hole.
Yeah, it has no bones, so it can.
Yeah.
People say it's like a band that moves like a snake is kind of what people say.
I like the golem. I forgot about that. I don't know why I didn't write it down. That's a good one.
It says. I'm assuming
only 6 were ever made. This one was kept in what they call a stasis box or something like that.
I think we don't see any more, do we?
I don't remember
if we do. But the thing is, though, I like that history. I like that backdrop, and I liked everything about the golem.
He was something created by the Dark One to fight Aes Sedai because they can't do anything against it.
even the Chosen don't like using it. Because
Yeah,
That's
even
why they only
they-
make 6.
they
They're
can't-
scared of
You
them.
can't control it.
they can't control it. I guess there's something, I don't know if they ever mentioned how they do control it and why it would.
They don't.
Okay.
They just
I'm
have
just
it going
assuming it follows
after them.
the dark one.
Yeah, but there's somebody that's, is it Mortis that's controlling him?
No.
I don't remember. I'm fuzzy too on how it started, but I
can't
remember
remember
thinking
who-
it was really cool.
Because he tells Matt he wants you dead almost as much as he wants the girl or the
It
other. or
could
something
be.
like that.
You would
So-
probably know better than us. Well, no, you just
Yeah, you just read it.
It wasn't all clear. I mean, one thing I've
Okay,
done
I don't
is I've been
remember
doing these
either.
talks. Y'all sometimes come in with
Okay.
knowledge that I didn't learn in the next book. So
Sorry.
No,
I
I'm not.
try not to do
I
that.
know I'm not revealing anything from the next book.
Yeah.
Because the Golem isn't. That story's not finished, right?
no, he gets
No,
away.
no.
He gets away.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause
Matt,
yeah.
he
Yeah,
ran from
'cause I
that.
know
Once
how
Matt
that
went on the
finishes.
attack, he's just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that
Because
finished.
it threw him completely off guard. He's never been
He's
injured, never been hurt.
never been injured, never hurt, never really lost like that.
But speaking of unclear, Samael shot our logo. The final
Yeah.
battle between Rand and.
Yeah.
This is the third time I've listened to that.
Okay,
And-
so
and
not
I-
just
and I-
me.
and
Not
I'm-
just me then.
I made it a point
To listen.
to
find
listen and try to understand everything that was going on, and it still was not clear to me.
Because
Okay, so you got the IEL
I
girl.
don't
hoping
know
you would
either.
explain it.
Okay.
Okay.
You got the IEL girl
Yeah.
that's there. She's gone crazy. She's
Yes.
been running from what's the, not Ma Chin Chin, that's in the ways. The shadowy, snaky, starts with an M.
Keep going. I'll get
Whatever.
it later.
The thing in
Yeah.
Shadar logo that if it touches you,
Yeah.
you're dead. So she's been running from that, but she's gone crazy. Rand is trying to find Samael. They're throwing blasts at each other,
Right.
and balefire and this, that, and the other. And then he runs into some other dude that can channel.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know who it is. We, as the reader, I think we know who it is. I know who it is, but I don't remember if I'm supposed to know who it is. Do you know who it is?
No, but
I think that's.
I
I think that's.
assume it's Logain or something.
Okay. So he runs into another dude that can channel. They both shoot balefire at the same time at Samael,
Mhm.
and they cross swords.
Mm-hmm.
And then it messes them up somehow. Like they both kind of black out. I still cannot figure out exactly what happens.
You don't know either. I don't know.
I was hoping you could tell me.
It was confusing.
It's a really, really confusing thing, which I mean I guess kind of adds
And-
to, maybe it was purposely written to be very confusing what happens.
It's funny.
Because-
Go ahead.
Because then later on, after this other guy just kind of disappears on him, Rand finds Samael and is just about to kill him, and then realizes that the Aiel girl gets caught by.
Whoever. Go ahead. I don't
name.
remember.
But anyway, gets caught by the thing, and he decides to kill her to spare her the agony. And then something happens, and then Samael gets caught by it.
Right. And I don't
And then
know.
that's it.
I don't know.
It's
And
just-
that's it.
Give me a twist.
I don't understand it.
It wasn't laid forth very effectively to the reader what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to conclude
It's
that. then.
almost
'Cause
like
my
a
question is,
repeat
in the
of
next book, what happened to Samael? Kind of like, well, I guess they'll just explain in the next book if they didn't.
no,
Like
I mean
nothing. It's just done. They just
Yeah,
move
it's
on.
almost like, well, is he dead or is he not dead? Is he gonna
That's the
come
thing. I didn't
back
know. I
or,
thought he.
you know?
And the thing is, I
But-
kept
but
waiting every
Rand-
book.
But Rand is he's confident he's
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
He goes back, puts
And
on
later
the,
on
the
it
laurel
is-
crown,
and-
renames it to the Crown of Swords.
Yeah.
and he's like, I killed him.
And you're like, when?
Did
How?
you? Are you sure?
I saw nobody.
Yeah. Well, I kept waiting for him to come back.
Yeah.
I thought he's not dead. And, oh, he is. Because later on, Rand says it again in
Mhm.
another book. And I'm like, so
Yeah,
he is
with
dead.
utter
Okay, well,
confidence.
yeah. He's like, he's dead. I was like, I killed him. I was like, wait, you did? Because I didn't get that. That was my next question for the next book was what happened to Samael. I was like, is he gone? Is he dead? When did he die? Did I miss it? So that was it. Okay,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's not very clear that he killed him.
I would
all.
assume that
Besides-
he wrote it that way on purpose.
Besides him saying it, well, just to you
Yeah,
think just to say maybe I want to bring him back.
I guess so. I mean,
Maybe.
I'm kind of thinking like we had Matt's sister in the last book. Maybe that was something
yeah.
layered just in case he went to it, but then decided against
Yeah.
it.
Once we
Maybe,
get through everything, we can kind of go back and
Yeah,
and-
put
and
some
say,
pieces in. Yeah.
okay, maybe he wanted to do this, maybe because there's a lot of other fan theories that people had in blogs and stuff like that before there was
Yeah.
Facebook and Reddit.
Right.
That people had that certain characters were like, oh, I think that might be so and so, and then it turned out it wasn't, and people were like, there were way too many clues that that's who that was, and then he didn't go that way.
Right.
It just made way too much sense. And then,
Zig when it shows
you
that.
know,
Got it. Yeah.
maybe he wanted it to be somewhat ambiguous. Maybe he thought he could bring them back. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't either. But that's the
It's
thing.
very, very confusing.
That's a good guess probably. Is he was thinking, well, maybe I don't want to kill him off right now. Maybe I'll just make it a mystery a little bit that Rand thinks he's dead, but I'll bring him back later. Because, I mean, no one's dead. I mean, in a lot of times, even when you think that they are.
Right.
But anyway, so overall, a far cry from Lord of Chaos. But of course, this is where no, it's
Still
not bad.
entertaining.
No, it's still entertaining. Still entertaining. And it's one book prior to the Slog. You know what the good thing about the Slog is? They're the smallest books.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
well, we
so-
haven't talked about Perrin at all.
Oh, true.
I don't remember
So-
Perrin in this book.
Well,
Go
he-
ahead.
he-
I'm sure he
they
was.
do
He had a fight with
the
Rand.
fake fight with Rand, and ends up meeting up with.
Oh, I thought that was the beginning of the next book. Okay.
No, it's this book.
Okay.
No, it's this book. Okay.
That'd be scary.
That's fine. No, it's
No.
fine. If you're
Yeah,
remembering it, then
he's
yeah.
definitely out there.
I like how you looked over at Bruce like, oh no.
I was like, yeah, about to get a backhand. Yeah, he and Barrelane, Fael,
Fael's still alive? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
sadly.
I'm not gonna miss if she dies. I was like, oh, good. Things to
Ooh,
look forward
I can't
to.
wait.
You can spoil that for me. It's okay.
Don't worry.
I can put up with her
She
until she
doesn't
dies.
get any better.
Rand kills her for raping Perrin.
So yeah, they're out there. He's got a few Ashaman with him. He's got a few wise ones. And,
Yeah. Okay.
Where were they headed? Were they headed back to the...
His mission is to go get Massima, right?
Right.
Okay.
This
He
is
is
the
supposed
mission
to go
that...
get Massima and bring him to Rand.
That was a mission that that Brandon mentioned in passing in the previous book.
Right.
Okay, I got something I could use you for.
Yeah, but they don't want people to know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the
He wouldn't-
deception was for.
No, I mean, because all he said in the last book was just like, I want you to do this for me. I want you to do something.
He wanted them to go.
But
to
I
tears.
can't tell you unless you accept.
Right.
Because, you know, he's trying to keep it secret.
Right. Okay.
And
But the fight that they had was both kind of you don't get to see it.
no,
I
that was a little
hope,
confusing.
I hope they film that because I think that would be really.
I hope they film everything about this one because this has a lot
They
of
need
good.
something.
And they can take creative, license to do what they want to.
I'm
because
sure
the book
Matt
isn't-
hopes that they cut a lot out.
Yeah. Poor does.
Yeah. Okay, well that's a pretty good wrap. That's a pretty good wrap on that one. So there you go. So Crown of Swords, yeah, go ahead. It's not bad. It's not the best. I think every book that came before this one was probably better.
And a lot of its fun stuff was kind of leftovers from the ending of the last book.
And that's exactly where it gets good is at the very beginning because
Yeah.
you're getting because
Didn't follow up.
how Laura Cass ends, you're like, no, I've got to keep going here, and that's where Crown of Swords picks up. You're like, yes, and then about halfway through, you're like, okay, all right, we're just calming down until we get another big epic battle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not doing anything.
We're just gonna
Oh,
we're
okay.
just gonna rate that.
We're
Yeah. Just gonna rate that. And then throw a building on
instead of hold my beer, it's hold my knife.
them. Which one?
All right. So that's it. Anything else to add? I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. So there you go, folks. And we'll see you next time on more Princes of the Universe.